Okay, so this video is being made for you guys just to show you the step-by-step of where we are going with our assignments. And so just as a reminder, we're taking one of the first sheets that we were working on, creating lines, textures, patterns just with a black pen. And we're going to also take a drawing that you're going to be working on next, and we're going to layer them one on top of each other to kind of end up with something that looks a bit like this. So the next steps that we're going to do are going to help us take a smaller image and enlarge it onto a bigger piece of paper, and our goal is to achieve a high range of value, so from light to dark. So we got to get maybe 7 values is what we're going to aim for, so we see a really good range, and we can use our value scales that we've put into our sketchbooks kind of as a reminder of what that looks like. So my first step was to create a viewfinder for myself, and I just measured out a 3-inch square and just cut it out. Using a map. You need your viewfinder, and then you're going to need an image, and I just chose one from a magazine and photocopied it so I had a nice range. So you're going to take your image that you have in your viewfinder and quite literally just move it around the image that you have, just so that you choose your final composition. And once I have my composition sorted out, I'm actually going to be making a grid like this over top of that space. And how I started that was to trace with a ruler inside that viewfinder that you have, just so that the line is straight, with pencil all the way around. And then I made tick marks every 1/2 inch. So every 1/2 inch I made a little tick mark all the way around the image, and then on the top and the bottom, tick marks all the way around, and then I join those up to make that straight grid. Join those tick marks in both directions. So now that I have a grid on this image, I'm going to then get my final copy paper for where I'm going to enlarge the image, and I'm going to make a grid on this as well. The difference with this grid is I'm only using pencil. I'm not going to use a Sharpie because I am going to be erasing quite a few of my lines. And this grid is larger because we are enlarging our image, and it's going to be every 1.5 inches. So I'm doing the same technique. So I've put my tick marks both on the top and the bottom of my sheet. Maybe I'll just turn it this way so you can see. And that gives me a very straight grid. And I'm drawing really, really lightly for this grid. Just using a regular HB, or you could use a 2H. So all the way across. And then I'm going to do the same in this direction as well. So my entire page is going to end up with 1.5 inch squares.